The adage reality can be stranger than fiction appears to apply particularly when it comes to celebrity secrets. For example, can you name the well-known movie celebrity who once had a sexy time with a ghost, or the famous singer who had 4 nipples from birth? For some bizarre yet true celebrity facts, you're going to have to watch the whole video. Bryan Cranston was once a suspect in a murder investigation. Who knew back in the day that an incident from Bryan's life could well be somewhat like an episode straight from Breaking Bad itself? Bryan worked in a restaurant where the head chef was someone he detested and frequently made light of with the employees, joking that he wanted to murder him while on a road trip across America and picking up odd jobs. Bryan was made a suspect since the timeline showed that the chef's death occurred about the same time Bryan left town. Fortunately, he was able to prove his innocence.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Google Images was created after Jennifer Lopez wore that infamous dress at the 2000 Grammys. It was in July 2001 that Google Images was first created, despite the fact that the search engine had been around since 1998. Eric Schmidt, the former CEO and executive chairman of Google, revealed on Project Syndicate that people wanted more than just text. This first became apparent after the 2000 Grammy Awards when Jennifer Lopez captured the attention of the entire world with her green attire. It was the most commonly searched keyword we had ever seen at the time.
Jennifer, this is the first time in 5 or 6 years that I'm sure that nobody is looking at me.
Robert Downey Jr. was almost barred entry into Japan. When Robert Downey Jr. was just 8 years old, his father gave him his first marijuana joint, introducing him to drugs. Later, as a result of his drug and alcohol misuse, Robert was sentenced to prison after Japanese authorities checked his passport and learned of his extensive history of criminal activities. RDJ was even prevented from traveling to Japan for the 2008 Iron Man premiere. Downey was questioned for 6 hours for failing to disclose his convictions. Finally, the authorities determined that he may enter Japan but only for the Iron Man premiere. But please never again come to Japan, a Japanese official begged.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Jennifer Lawrence has a tattoo reminding her to drink water. Jennifer Lawrence supposedly values staying hydrated so much that she got a tattoo to serve as a reminder of it. On the back of her right hand, the actress has the word H2O inked. It's literally the most unrebellious tattoo that anyone could ever get, she said.
A watered-down rebellion, because it's not like a real tattoo. It's just like I was with Liam's family and everybody was getting tattoos. And I was like, well, I'm always going to need to be hydrated. So I guess I should just get H2O on my hand, and it's the color of a scar, so it's all natural. So it's literally the most unrebellious tattoo that anybody could ever get. By the way, I know that the 2 is high and H2O, the 2 is supposed to be low.
Leonardo DiCaprio's first name was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's. When his mother was expecting, Leonardo DiCaprio earned his first name when he kicked his mother's room for the first time while admiring a picture by Leonardo da Vinci in a Florence gallery. He revealed, "My father took that as a sign, and I suppose DiCaprio wasn't that far from da Vinci, and so my dad being the artist that he has said, that's our boy's name."
Next setup.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
Like you.
Leighton Meester's mom was incarcerated when she was born. Leighton Meester's mother was supposedly incarcerated for marijuana smuggling when she gave birth to the future actress at a hospital, even though she wasn't actually born there. Meester's aunt allegedly broke out of prison and spent time on the U.S. Marshals 15 Most Wanted list, so she's not the only family member with a criminal record.
Where's my father?
Angelina and Billy once wore necklaces filled with each other's blood. There were vampiric behavior accusations when Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton were still together. Thornton recently verified it, stating that Jolie thought it would be interesting and romantic if we took a little razor blade and sliced her fingers, smeared a little blood on these lockets, and you wear them around your neck, just like you wear your son or daughter's baby hair in one.
It wasn't as crazy as people wrote about it, you know what I mean? And yeah, the necklaces were a very simple thing. Hey, let's poke our finger with a pen, smear a little blood on there. When we're away from each other, we'll wear the necklace. It was that easy. But by the time it came out in the press, it sounded like we were wearing a bucket of blood around our neck, you know.
Tom Cruise divorced all of his wives when they were 33. What do Nicole Kidman, Katie Holmes, and Mimi Rogers all have in common? Their marriages to Tom Cruise all terminated when they were 33 years old. The internet has taken notice of the coincidence, and naturally, some individuals have even created conspiracy theories about it.
The minute you come out, people in the audience are all screaming out all your iconic lines. Now, an actor's lucky to have one. They're screaming out, people are yelling out, "You complete me, I feel the need for speed, you know, you had me at hello." Everyone's got their own. Which is the one you get the most, do you think?
I don't know which one I get the most, to be honest. I mean, what's that? Show me the money?
Yeah.
Show me the money.
A rumor led Kim and Kanye to name their daughter North. Northwest's name was cleverly chosen, but it wasn't by her parents, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Although the name had been mentioned in the media while Kardashian was carrying their first child, the couple hadn't truly given it any thought until friends and other famous people like Pharrell Williams and Anna Wintour told them they loved it. That is, I guess at that point it sort of stuck. Kardashian said,
She definitely has Kanye's outgoing personality, and then she's also really calm and sweet, like me sometimes.
Oprah has a bathtub that's shaped like her body. When you're Oprah, a regular bathtub just won't cut it. During an interview on The Late Late Show, Winfrey claimed that she has a hand-carved tub made of marble and onyx that is fashioned like her body. Additionally, there was room built in for another person.
Bathing is my hobby, so any kind of bath salts, bath oil.
Really?
Yeah, anything for the bath, you can get me.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So,
You could have really saved yourself a lot of trouble.
Steve Jobs was a staunch vegan, but a different kind of believer in veggies. Steve Jobs, the late co-founder of Apple, wasn't simply a vegan. He believed his diet gave him superpowers, as detailed in Walter Isaacson's seminal biography of Steve Jobs. Jobs felt that consuming solely veggies and grains cleared his body of mucus and eliminated body odor.
I'm very happy to be here today with you all. And as some of you may know, about 5 months ago, I had a liver transplant. So I now have the liver of a mid-20s person.
James Lipton worked as a pimp in the 1950s. Yes, you heard that right. The host of Inside the Actors Studio admitted that while he was a resident of Paris in the 1950s, he worked as a pimp. He told Parade that during the Second World War, sex workers were not exploited in France. Rather, pimps served more as their representatives. I was going through my rites of passage. No question about it, he said. It was a great year of my life. Randy Quaid believes the Illuminati are after him. Randy Quaid, who you might recognize from films like Independence Day and National Lampoon's Vacation, has reason to believe that star whackers working for the Illuminati are killing famous people like Heath Ledger and David Carradine, and he is the next target. They follow us, they tail us, they tag our cell phones, they hack our computers. Quaid once insisted, "Why do they want him dead? In order to gain control of my royalties," he said.
Debbie, will you shut up for a minute, please? Please.
Charlie Sheen once tried catching the Loch Ness Monster. You can't fault a man for trying, can you? Maybe you can though. Charlie Sheen was confident that with just a leg of lamb and a big hook, he could finally capture the elusive Scottish legend. He said on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, something happened. There was an event at the top of the water that was crazy. But even if it didn't result in a capture, Sheen is still convinced that the beast exists. Why not? If people talk about something for like 200 years, it's got to be there, right? Rebel Wilson became an actress because of a hallucination. Rebel Wilson had to contract malaria before she realized she wanted to be an actress, unlike some actresses who are born with a desire to perform on stage or in films. Wilson claims that while visiting South Africa, while taking medication to treat her malaria, she experienced a hallucination that she had won an Oscar. She then made the decision to pursue the hallucination in reality. Tom Hanks is obsessed with typewriters. In addition to enjoying them, Tom Hanks is an avid collector of vintage typewriters. He uses one of his 250 typewriters, which are available in practically every model, style, and year at least once a day. He's an avid typewriter enthusiast who once gave a typewriter to a fan, which is 1,000 times cooler than a signed photo. He also wrote an opinion piece for the New York Times about all the cool sounds that typewriters make.
Well, it's the opposite of self-consciousness. I think we live an awful lot of our lives wondering how we're doing, what do we look like, how do we sound, what's our effect on other people.
Emma Stone believes her late grandfather visited her. My grandfather leaves quarters, Emma Stone, an Oscar-winning actress, once said to David Letterman, adding that her grandfather had passed away years earlier. It's him. It's absolutely him. It's such a long story that you'd have to go to commercial 5 times and roll to a clip and then come back and it'd still be telling this story. But it's him. You guys, it's him. We'll just believe what you say, Emma.
But now tell me about your throat. You had throat trouble, huh?
Well, because I'm singing that song in the way that I told you.
Oh, you're screaming.
I was screaming it, and so my vocal cords just went crazy, so they gave me a shot of steroids.
What kind of steroids?
Prednisone.
I got to tell you something about prednisone.
I feel like the Hulk.
You feel...
I could rip somebody's face off in a good way.
You feel like you're 11 years old and nothing bothers you.
It's great.
But no, because...
I don't condone steroids.
How long have you been on them?
Kim Basinger once bought an entire town. Why purchase just one house when you can own the entire town? That was Kim Basinger's justification in 1989, according to the New York Times original report, when she chose to spend $20 million cash to purchase Braselton, Georgia, a town of 2,000 acres with roughly 7,500 residents. Her initial plan was to turn it into a popular tourist attraction with film studios and a festival, but she sold it for $1 million 5 years later. Paris Hilton built a dog mansion in her backyard. Paris Hilton, a well-known fan of Chihuahuas, constructed a 300-square-foot doggy home for her dogs in her garden. She furnished it with designer furniture, pink walls, and a chandelier in addition to air conditioning and heating. A balcony and an enclosed yard are also features of the 2-story doghouse in case the pups desire to spend some time outside. Loves it, she wrote of her dog's home. YouTube would never exist if it weren't for Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction at the 2004 Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl 38 in 2004, Justin Timberlake performed his song Rock Your Body, during which he partied with Janet Jackson's bustier, exposing her breasts on live television. Known as Nipplegate, the scandal followed her for years, even though Timberlake was also involved. The concept of YouTube was born during those brief moments on stage. One of the YouTube creators missed the concert and was unable to locate any internet videos of the occurrence. He then started developing the programming for a website that would enable visitors to upload their own videos with the help of his balls. The website eventually became YouTube, and it went live soon after. Harry Styles has foreign nipples. In an interview with Chelsea Handler, the One Direction singer confirmed a myth that he had foreign nipples. Having extra nipples is a disorder known as polyphilia. It's a thing, he said.
Smaller than the other one, so it's
Could
not
we have
like,
a
I don't
peek?
look like a cow or anything. It's
You don't
just
have like udders?
No.
No udders, but there are 4 nipples underneath there.
Yes.
And
Milk comes out of one of them.
4 lovely nipples.
It's like
Milk
we
comes
play
out of the
Russian
third
roulette
one.
where they have to like pinch one and see who.
Kasha claims she slept with a ghost. In an interview with Conan O'Brien, Kesha asserts that she once had a sexual encounter with a ghost. The unnamed spirit started petting her and then they had a sexy time together.
And it was like a touch down the body. And I was like, what is... And it was like a gentle wake up, and I woke up and looked at the end of the bed and there was an apparition of a woman. So, full disclosure, I never actually, slept with a ghost, but she did wake me up in a very sensual way.
There's just something very strong in there. I don't know if it's good or bad.
How do you feel about this video? Can you think of any other odd celebrity tidbits? If so, tell us about it in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and feel free to share it with your friends and family. Don't miss any of the informative and fun videos as we continue to bring to you by subscribing to our channel. Do not forget to click the bell icon below. This way, you wouldn't miss out on anything new we come up with.